February marks 25 years since the murders of the Yosemite sightseers.
Now, I sat down with one of the special agents who is revealing how he got the killer, Cary Stayner, to confess. On a sightseeing trip to Yosemite, Carole Sund, her daughter Juli, and their friend Silvina Peloso vanished in February of 1999. Weeks later, Carole and Silvina's bodies were found in their charred rental car down a cliff.
We have recovered 2 bodies from the trunk of the vehicle.
But where was Juli? The killer sent the FBI this hand-drawn map with a chilling message. We had fun with this one. It showed a trail from Highway 120 with an X along the shore of Don Pedro Reservoir, where investigators discovered Juli's body. Months later, the killer struck again, beheading naturalist Joie Armstrong in Yosemite.
I'm going to be totally honest and not hold anything back.
Then FBI Special Agent Jeffrey Rinek was sent to talk with a potential witness in the cases, Cary Stayner, a handyman at the Cedar Lodge, the motel where the sightseers stayed. Stayner was at the Laguna del Sol nudist colony in Wilton.
That drive
Rinek convinced Stayner to ride with him to the FBI office.
During that time, we got to know each other.
Cary opened up about his brother Stephen, the subject of the movie I Know My First Name is Stephen.
At age 7, Stephen Stayner was kidnapped a few blocks from his Merced home.
He escaped his captor at 14. Cary was not happy over the short sentence his brother's kidnapper got.
He went to prison for 7 years, and yet they held Stephen for 7 years, and he felt that was really not right. And I agreed with him. I had no problem. I agree with you.
You ultimately gained his trust in a very short period of time.
I don't judge people, so when they talk to me, they feel comfortable.
That connection ultimately got Stayner to confess to killing Joie Armstrong. But before admitting to killing the sightseers, Rinek says Stayner tried to negotiate. He wanted images of young girls, his family to get the reward money, and to end up in a federal prison near his family. Rinek recalls asking him to pick one.
What's the one thing? It's the one thing only, and he chose the pornography.
Stayner did not get any of his requests, but ended up confessing to killing the sightseers, saying he planned the attacks for more than a year, and explained why he drew that map to investigators.
It was bothering him that Julie's body was laying out there in the elements and not being found.
Stayner was convicted and sentenced to death.
What's valuable to me is the helping the families and trying to get closer to the families.
Cary Stayner is now 62 years old, and at San Quentin, investigators have looked at him in 5 other killings across the valley in the foothills dating back to the 80s. That includes his own uncle, but he's never been charged in those cases. His brother Stephen died in a motorcycle crash in 1989. Now, Rinek has also written a book. It's called In the Name of the Children, an FBI agent's relentless pursuit of the nation's worst predators. And you're going to hear more from him in tonight's episode of FBI True Horror in Yosemite. You're actually going to hear Stayner's confession. That airs tonight at 8 o'clock right here on CBS 13.
Curtis, thank you.